because that one is, look how far down that is, right to my knee. Woo! Well, here we are in a very sleepy Fort William on an Easter Monday, and just as Christ rose, I too have risen extremely early, along with the other members of my Airbnb flat where we're staying. There's just a man on a mobility scooter coming and a gull carrying, what is that? Calling. A woman on a mobility scooter. Yeah. I've just been waiting for a bus. The bus to Inverness from near the station. Was supposed to be there at 6:30. Waited for 8 minutes and it just didn't seem like it was coming. So, my God. Honestly. The word breathtaking gets bandied about, but my breath is absolutely gone, taken away by these scenes. Let me just consult my map. Yeah, so, I mean, there's one person staying back at the flat, Rob, who's enjoying a bit of a lie-in. The other guys are in a Tesla, working their way arduously back to Nottingham and the Peak District, but I'm heading to Aldi. Well, Aldi won't be open, again Easter Monday, but what I've planned, gotta look rough, very sleep deprived, and it's been a very heavy couple of days, and it's about to be topped off by climbing up Ben Nevis itself via the CMD arête.
Well, I've since learned that the actual pronunciation is arête, meaning a sharp ridge or excellence, not arête. I've just added a whole extra syllable there, but the circumflex in the word had me doing strange things, obviously. And I will be continuing to make this blunder throughout most of the video, so apologies for that. It hurts me deeply, but there we are.
Hence why got proper hard winter boots on. I'm brandishing a pickaxe. So I have to be careful not to stab myself in the upper spine with that. Got crampons, and I know how to use them, or at least I practiced attaching them in the flat earlier, so hopefully that knowledge, that muscle memory doesn't abandon me. Well, that's a bus. Who knows? It's not actually that much longer to just walk to where I roughly want to start from anyway. We walked down that way only a couple of days ago. From the sort of, we went around the north face of Ben Nevis. We didn't do the main track pony path because we didn't feel like we had enough gear to do it properly and safely, but that didn't seem to stop scores of tourists making their way up. Probably could get that bus Maybe it's going the opposite direction. Who knows at this point? Sorry if I slip into offensive Scottish accents. It's been you know I love an accent, and it's been an ongoing battle throughout this whole trip. But I mean, wait till I've rounded this house a little bit, but goodness me, could not be more epic surroundings, really. Just insane, insanely beautiful. And that's where I'm heading up, CMD Arête. First climb of the day. And down. Not sure if that's smoke or mist or what, but definitely atmospheric. It could even be the vapour of the aluminium plant, which is what's here, we discovered the other day. Hopefully not. Got the whole path to myself here for now. Just as I say that, there's a runner approaching from behind, but well, there was no one here. Classic. So just rounding the corner, you've got the turbo slides over there, and you can see the ridge of the Carn Mor Dearg, or I'm not entirely sure on the pronunciation. That's what I'll be scooting along, doing a big fat circular, well, not a circular actually, coming up from the Tullundi side, up along the arête. Well, the arête is the middle. Bleh. As you can tell, it's been a while since I've done some pieces to cam, and also ducks. And also I'm just rinsed, knackered. I love this spot. Look at that up there, beautiful. Yeah, I'm absolutely pooped. It's been a tiring few days of consumption of all things, and very early get-ups. So, pardon me for not seeming my normal bounding self. Maybe I'll wake up. Well, I'm going to have to wake up a bit later. But right now, man is sleepy. Yeah, it's not been the best sort of prep for this. Having 2 days ago walked up a good chunk of the pony track, like the steep bit, and then instead of the, can you see how trippy the clouds look there? Those lines. I hope I'm not tripping. Insert footage of previous day's activities.
Looks like you find your end of the rainbow.
Like that. Storm days. Leaving just in time. we had fun. Fun was definitely had. That is a lovely little bothy shad. Right, route check time. I'm pretty sure this is it though. Oh my god. Oh my days. Wow. Intriguing. Any thoughts? Do let us know. Yeah. Oh god. Brilliant camera work there. Jeez. That's it. That's it.
So yeah, I'm uncharacteristically quiet during the approach here. And yeah, it's a combination of lots of things. I was really tired from several days of early get-ups and late nights. I was severely hungover. It was, you know, not just a one-night hangover, it was a hangover from the whole weekend. So yeah, I didn't really feel like chatting much, but I think also I was genuinely apprehensive. You know, Storm Dave had passed with the winds, but, you know, I checked the avalanche forecast beforehand, and it was considerable. And it was my first time going up into such high mountains in such conditions. But I do perk up later, promise.
Oh, hard going this, through all this sloppy stuff, but thank goodness for the snow, otherwise, yeah, it'd be much sloppier. With virgin footprints, last time we were up here the other day, not so much this time, which is fine. I mean, I can actually just completely slot into someone else's path. Oh my god, it is just breathtaking. Look over there, look around you, look around you, look at those things. Oh my god, visibility is looking great.
And yeah, since I wasn't up for saying much at the time, my thought behind this shot was to overdub it with some grandiose commentary that, in my best kind of Werner Herzog impression. It strikes me that the elemental forces that sculpted this tiny ice cliff in the foreground, replete with its own tarn at its base, is a miniature mirror, reflecting the same colossal processes of glacial movement and thawing that sculpted Ben Nevis, which looms ominously in the background out of a collapsed volcano tens of thousands of years ago. So, I hope that was worth it.
This is, some of this is knee high. And thank goodness, like I said before, for the person that broke ground before me. Because that one is, look how far down that is. Right to my knee. Woo! Tricky. Tricky. when the wind picks up, it feels quite severe, but thankfully there was one period of some gust. Other than that, it's been fine with the capital F. Just tiring. That little lochen has just come into view. Oh, just as a light dusting of snow starts. But that's good to see that and to know that I'm above that, because on the pony track it's a long, it's really steep and a long climb up to that, but then once you've made it to there, you're like, okay, ticked off a serious chunk of the mountain. So I can say the same thing. Look at the way, there's not much in the way of sun, but the way it's just picking up yonder peaks is quite something. Oh god. And over there. Let's hope the conditions continue. Oh, it just keeps going and going. Going and going. Oh, I'm roasting under here. Absolutely roasting. Oh. Here comes a bit of wind. It's good to like keep your eyes up and actually, because I can see that coming. Still going. Look at that sun on it. Whew. Yeah. So arduous. So arduous, but it just looks beautiful. And this guy in front of me, he's on the path to the absolute money, so, or if that's an expression. So obviously never just blindly follow, but every time I've checked, he's been right on the trail. Well done, that man.
One mantra I kept repeating on these uphill slogs was a popular phrase of the trip, coined by my mate Mike, as we're all a bit obsessed with Marco Pierre White and his ridiculously intense and earnest maestro videos, and he repeats these phrases like, there we are, and it's all really close mic'd, but we kept saying, in order to climb a mountain, you just put one foot in front of the other.
It's as simple as that.
The plan is now up the arête, crampons on, ice axe. We're doing it. Goes along there, and you can see that there's quite a bit of windslab over there, so need to think about this carefully. I think this is the top of the CMD. It certainly feels like the highest bit. Now, faced with that, it's like, that's not fucking ideal at all. It's actually really calm now. Now I'm actually in the kind of thick of the cloud for whatever reason. But yeah, just incredible. I'm being completely cautious and just taking my time. You know, there's no rush at all. And I'm just being wary of, like, this side is more likely where there's going to be a build-up of windslab. So sticking to where I can see rocks. Rocks are good because, you know, it's something substantial. So I'm gonna just, yeah, stick to that as best I can. Stick to the route as much as I can while not staring at, you know, my phone too much. But look at that. Well, hard to see now, but it'll come into clarity in a moment. I've just paused to take a photo, but yeah, look at that. Insane. And I think I'm the only one up here. There was a guy ahead of me, the person whose footsteps I was so gratefully following in. He turned around, he didn't fancy the look of it. And you know, that's great that he realised what his comfort zone was and was out of it and chose to take action. You know, that's what keeps you alive. Clarity. Oh my god, gotta get my camera out. Pretty good going so far. Mountain rescue chopper has just landed on top of the main bit, lowered itself, and yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm just concerned about that bit over there. That looks just very white to me, like a huge deposit of snow. It would be a shame to go all the way around there and then come back, but you never know. If it's saving a life, then it's absolutely the thing to do. Chopper seems to be moving on now as well. Into the mist, as go I. Clearing up nicely now too. Wind totally died. Yeah, it is easy going. One thing that's slightly unnerving is that I'm the only one doing this. But no, I mean, it's fine. So far I'm just staying on this side wherever I can, clinging to rocks, because I'm very close to the edge look. You can see all that snowy bit at the top. Could be easy to be walking along there and come a cropper, so as long as I hug this side of it, it should be fine. I'm very conscientious of filming, or rather like the perils of filming, so because I've just got one hand less, I forgot to bring a head strappy thing. So I'm just going to make these brief, you know, it's not going to be a vid of the whole scramble, but yeah, making decent progress. It'll feel nice to be right in the middle of the whole thing. It's so silent though, and there's some thawing happening, so every once in a while there's a little tinkling of snow falling down, melt, and that can be a bit unnerving, but yeah, pretty good. So still as well. It would be, I wouldn't have attempted this if it had continued to feel like as windy as it did when I was coming up. But either it's totally died down, or because I'm in this bowl, I'm no longer exposed on that side, and it's sublime, to be honest. Kind of, sort of, almost halfway along the arête. This bit's been a bit techie, where there's more drift and it's harder to spot exactly where to go. That bit over there looks the narrowest, so I have to take care of that, obviously. Goes without saying. This is some of the... There's just no other way to do this other than walking over the top. So down there, we've got a very steep gully, look, with all that snow piled up, so it's just straight over. Nothing else for it, really. Sketchiest bit so far, this, in terms of snow, but I keep saying making good progress, but I am. I'm slightly buoyed by the fact that there's two chaps over there as well, climbers anyway, so they're going really fast, so they might overtake me, and they can be the canaries in the coal mine, essentially. Look at this absolutely massive slab here. Hence why I've dropped down and I'm coming across this way. Taking it extremely slowly up of this bit here. Not snowed. The other one. Done the big climb of that. That was horrible. Really glad I've got this ice axe. And nearly at that gigantic slab. Just a bit of a climb up here. And I can see that that's a huge, yeah, windslab or whatever those things are called. So, stick to this side, I think. I can see rocks over there. I'm just going to go as far this other side as I can. Finally, another soul. He is absolutely just sending it. Look, he doesn't care. Oh, and it's just opened up. So yeah, come all the way across that and up here. Yeah, I'm going to follow his footsteps as well now. Woo. Wow, this is the windiest it's been so far. I guess this is one of the ledges, but it's not as scary as I thought. Oh my god. Mein Gott. Oh, look at that. I mean, I just can't. Absolutely amazing.
So yeah, from then on, the techie arête was done, and me and Nick, the guy who overtook me, did the last stretch together. And I didn't really film it. I kind of forgot, to be honest. I was just enjoying having some company and someone to talk to, and obviously didn't really want to film it. But it's a good job that I wasn't recording, because, well, he'd completely run out of fluid, and I had a wee bit left. So we both resorted to just eating a bit of snow and sucking the last of his clear honey during a break on that slope. I also shared an energy gel with him, and you know, we needed it for that last stretch. It was such a brutal incline, particularly after all the exertion that had come before. But home stretch it was. And before we knew it...
Well, that's that. Bumped into a chap called Nick from Slovenia for the last little bit of the arête, and I'd stay with him for the rest of the time. We were conserving what little we had left. Juice-wise, water-wise, he was in a rush, and I was rushing with him and then realised, oh shit. And then realised, oh bugger, didn't go for the last little bit. But look, views off the top. There's also some kind of terrifying cornice. There's a guy flipping rock climbing on one of them. Which is just insane. That's blown off. Managed to catch it, but yeah. So blessed with the visuals, and now to head back down. I'm not really noticing because of these sleigh goggles, but when I take them off it's blindingly white. I'm imagining that's how it looks on the old GoPro. Yeah, honestly, I'm so knackered I can't even be bothered to talk or film or do anything. I just want to go down. It feels so good to be going in this direction. And it feels so good to me and Nick were the first people to complete the arête today, Easter Monday, 2026. So yeah, fully sent it. Absolutely sent it. Now the things in front of me are getting further and further away, so I'm just gonna keep up. One funny thing, there's the Lochen, the sight for sore eyes. Yeah, one funny thing is that I prepared so hard. Back home, I was taking the bearings, practicing taking the bearings to get me up to the summit, walking 100 meters down the road and measuring my pace, so I'll be able to do it in whiteout conditions. And then you get to the time it's just perfectly sunny. But having that knowledge there, it's no bad thing. Knowledge is everything in the mountains. Knowledge means absolutely everything. Know before you go. I am going. And a little cheat code for the way down, especially if you've got an ice axe. I'm just bomb slide. Although the only issue, of course, is I've slid all down there, or down the big bits. Don't fancy sliding over that though. Not at least snow protection too much.